The Hinterkaifeck Murders, a family slaughtered in the dead of night. 1. Introduction. Brief overview of the Hinterkaifeck Murders and why it remains an unsolved mystery to this day. 2. Background. Set the stage by providing context on the location, time period, and circumstances of the murders. 3. Victims. Introduce the 6 victims of the murders, who were all members of the same family. 4. Crime scene. Describe the brutal and gruesome details of the murder scene and the challenges that investigators faced in piecing together what happened. 5. Investigation. Discuss the initial investigation by police, including the missteps and errors that likely hindered their ability to solve the case. 6. Suspects. Introduce the various suspects that have been identified over the years, including family members, neighbors, and even a possible serial killer. 7. Theories. Explore the different theories about what might have motivated the killers to commit such a heinous crime, such as inheritance disputes or revenge. 8. Cryptic clues. Discuss the strange and cryptic messages that were left behind at the scene of the crime, including footsteps in the snow leading up to the farmhouse. 9. Legacy. Explore the lasting impact that the Hinterkaifeck murders have had on German society and the true crime genre. Was the Hinterkaifeck murders solved? No. The Hinterkaifeck murders remain unsolved to this day. Despite an extensive investigation by authorities at the time and ongoing efforts by amateur sleuths and law enforcement, no one has ever been definitively identified as the killers. Many suspects have been proposed over the years, but none have been proven guilty. One of the main challenges in solving the Hinterkaifeck murders is the lack of physical evidence and reliable eyewitness accounts, as well as the fact that the crime occurred nearly a century ago. However, advances in technology and forensic science could potentially help to shed new light on the case in the future. The Hinterkaifeck murders took place on March 31, 1922, when an entire family was brutally murdered on their farmstead in Hinterkaifeck, Bavaria, Germany. The 6 victims were the elderly farmer Andreas Gruber, his wife Casilia, their widowed daughter Victoria Gabriel, and her children, Casilia and Joseph, as well as the family's maid, Maria Baumgartner. The bodies were discovered several days later by neighbors who grew concerned when nobody had seen or heard from the family for several days. The crime scene was horrific, with the victims' bodies found in various locations throughout the farmstead. The perpetrators had used a farm tool to bludgeon the victims to death, and there were signs of a struggle and defensive wounds on the bodies. Despite extensive investigations, the case was never solved, and no one was ever arrested or charged with the murders. Several theories and suspects have been proposed over the years, but none have been confirmed. The case remains one of Germany's most infamous unsolved murder mysteries and has inspired numerous books, documentaries, and podcasts. The Hinterkaifeck murders are considered challenging to solve because of the lack of reliable evidence and the fact that the crime happened almost 100 years ago. However, there have been recent efforts to revisit the case and apply modern investigative techniques to try to uncover new information. These efforts include DNA analysis and genetic genealogy, which could potentially help identify a suspect or rule out previous suspects. Despite these efforts, the case remains unsolved, and the identity of the killers responsible for the Hinterkaifeck murders remains a mystery. The Hinterkaifeck murders have captivated true crime enthusiasts and amateur detectives for decades, and many have attempted to solve the case through their own investigations and theories. Some of the suspects that have been proposed over the years include family members, neighbors, and even a former employee of the farmstead. Others have suggested that the murders may have been committed by a serial killer who was active in the area at the time. One of the most intriguing aspects of the case is the presence of strange and cryptic clues at the crime scene, including footsteps in the snow leading up to the farmhouse, evidence that someone had been living in the attic of the house, and reports of strange noises and sightings in the days leading up to the murders. These clues have led to numerous theories and speculation about what might have motivated the killers to commit such a brutal crime. Despite the lack of definitive answers, the legacy of the Hinterkaifeck murders lives on, both in Germany and around the world. The case has inspired numerous books, documentaries, and podcasts, and has become a touchstone for those interested in true crime and unsolved mysteries. The case also serves as a reminder of the ongoing importance of justice and the need to continue investigating and seeking answers, even in cases that have remained unsolved for decades.
Subscribe for more horrors and mysterious videos. Thanks.